Hello, good evening. Welcome to the May Day edition of Business Live. Coming up tonight, President Akufo-Addo indicates government's commitment to ensure more workers are roped into the formal sector. We'll have more on his address to workers on May Day. Also coming up, government announces plans to establish a business development authority as well as a bank for small and medium enterprises. We'll bring you more from this year's Entrepreneurs Awards, where founder and president of Group Ideal, Nikote Jani, emerged Best Entrepreneur for 2016. Plus, Guinness Ghana adjudged Manufacturing Company of the Year. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for making a date this holiday.
Business Live today.
I appreciate your time with us tonight. Now, President Akufo-Addo has indicated government's commitment to ensure more workers are roped into the formal sector. This is after he lamented the wide gap between the number of workers in the formal and that in the informal sector. This was in his address to workers at the May Day celebrations in Accra.
This year's May Day celebration was under the theme Mobilizing Ghana's Future Through Creation of Decent Jobs. According to President Akufo-Addo, the government has taken the lead role in this agenda by announcing initiatives such as the tax reliefs in the 2017 budget. He therefore challenged the private sector to take advantage to boost the number of formal workers in the country.
We all know that the number of people in what can be described as formal work is a tiny part of the workforce of our country. The figures I have seen suggest that the size of the workforce in our country is about 13 million people, and there are less than 2 million in formal work. Unfortunately, much of our preoccupation seems to be with this small group in the formal sector. It is time for us all to bring more of our people into the formal sector. It would indeed be in everybody's interest to do so. The first order of business, therefore, must be to get our economy out of the doldrums and create the atmosphere for our entrepreneurs to bring on the jobs.
The president also highlighted the need for more skills development in educational institutions across the country.
We have to rectify the serious neglect of skills training by modernizing and strengthening technical vocational education and training institutions. We have to formalize all forms of apprenticeships and master craftsmanship and promote entrepreneurship. Through these new areas of commitment, government intends to address the long prevailing skills mismatch between majority of school leavers and industry requirements. We have to tailor the curriculum of skills development and job learning based institutions to current industrial needs, both at the enterprise level and the job market.
The Trades Union Congress emphasized the need for jobs to be created across all industry. The Secretary General, Dr. Anthony Yauba, pledged their support for government in creating jobs in the country.
We in organized labor would like to pledge our support for you and your government, together with businesses, in the true spirit of tripartism and social partnership, guided by the principles of mutual respect. We can achieve faster growth and create decent jobs for Ghanaians. We believe that you can lead us out of poverty and restore hope to all Ghanaians. Restoring hope requires that we create decent jobs for Ghanaians. It means we need to revitalize all the sectors, including agriculture, manufacturing. The textile industry, for example, can generate tens of thousands of jobs for young people across the country. We therefore expect some of the factories under the One District, One Factory program to be textile factories. The agriculture sector and the other sectors can also create more jobs. That is why we have pledged support for all your initiatives, Mr. President.
Today is President Akufo-Addo's first May Day address as president of the country.
Well, the Ghana Mineworkers Union today held a press conference to address certain issues this May Day. My colleague Eben Sabute covered that bit for us. Joins me in the studio. Eben, so why did they hold this press conference? What were the issues that came up?
Okay, as you all know, the issue about mining is one of the critical sectors that this government has stepped up efforts to deal with their issues. For example, the Galamsey menace. So the mine workers thought it wise to hold a press conference to press on the demands for the issue about Galamsey to be, stopped in this country. So they were raising some issues with, especially the illegal miners, that the Chinese, those who are from foreign countries. They were saying that this is our country, and this is what we are doing. Ghana is a sovereign nation, and if you are in this country to do business, do legal business. Don't go into illegal business. So I had an interview with Prince William Ankra, who is the General Secretary of Mineworkers Union. I think let's hear from him there.
It's a sovereign nation, and we don't need anybody to call the bluff. And so we can use diplomacy, but we're very blunt with them that we cannot tolerate that rubbish, because this is a nation that laws must work. You can't go and do that in China. So beyond the diplomacy, excuse me, I think that we've got to be very tough on them. And we want to make sure that a nation that's struggling to keep our purse, spend money where it should be spent. We're careful that we don't entertain this diplomacy to really affect us. So for me, if they are doing the wrong thing, we'll flag them out. The government will be very strong on that, and I think that that's the way to go. But I'm saying it's quite interesting, and it's unfortunate that we're talking about it this time around. We mentioned this 20 years ago. We are at the forefront of making sure that this menace is dealt with from the right perspective. However, it's good that it's been tackled with the seriousness that it deserves. I expect the president to be very bold and make sure that, look, if this can even cost him his political career, he will ever be the president that his name will be in the history of our nation. And I think eventually, I've listened to him. I'm proud of his impetus. He needs ministers and MCs and DC who support him. And we as a nation must support him. And in the event that everything gets well, they become a platform for to make sure we give him a nod, because Galamsey is a major threat to our nation.
What is the claim that some of your members are aware of some of these guys who are doing these Galamsey operations, and they are sometimes fronting for them?
Well, I have no idea, because the last-scale mine, that's in more organized manner. If they do, the security guys will not spare them. So please don't let us get to the issue about the main issue about what we see in the public domain, where water bodies are being messed up, and for that matter, the need for it to never in the bar. So primarily, if they do it, the system will deal with them. But the issue is that we all see what I mean in the public domain, which is very, very important. Water bodies are really being put in a very, very bad shape. We'll spend more money, and we think as a nation with a very lean pace, we are careful the extent that we allow some excuses to really dampen our sports.
And Eben, the mine workers have also been given an overview of their sectors we mark May Day. What did Prince William Ankra say? Okay, Prince William Ankra is only touting some of the achievements they've made in the mining sector, the kind of taxes they pay to the state, and how they've been able to help support the nation's purse. So let's listen to him as he spoke expansively on some of those things. All right.
Well, I think the mine worker has a historical background of employees in our economy who were tend to be very poor in the past. And obviously, from where we stand now, from the time that public sector pay was even ahead of mining sector pay, I think it really changed from where we knew. And I must say that the incomes in the industry is quite exciting. I don't want to disclose figures. But the key issue, these guys work very hard. And for that matter, whatever they get, they deserve it, including some sweeping good bonuses here and there that line their purse. And I mean, their lifestyle in the mining township had improved from the time that they could spend their money on useless stuff now to owning properties and other stuff here and there. So for me, I want to trade that for the last 5 years. It's been quite exciting, and we think that it's a sector that has shown that, look, if employees work very hard, you're going to run them very well. So that's what it will stand now, and we are not complacent. The skill set that we have in the mining sector transcend national borders. These are skills that are needed across the world. So you can imagine, if you don't really treat them well, they can leave you the next day. So it's really an eye-opener to all of us as a nation. We'll pay a lot to the international kitty in terms of tax. So that tells you that, look, beyond employee having some good remuneration, the state also benefit in terms of tax receipts. So that for me is something that we can all be proud of.
The major
All right, so that was Prince William Ankwa, the General Secretary of the Ghana Mineworkers Union, and I would like to say a big thank you to you, Eben, for that update. I could say Happy Workers' Day to you, can
Sure, same to you, my brother.
All right, Eben Sabte, thanks for the update. Now, government is planning to establish a business development authority as well as a bank for small and medium enterprises. Deputy Trade Minister Carlos Ahenka revealed this at this year's edition of the Ghana Entrepreneurs and a Corporate Executive Awards, which saw founder and president of Group Ideal, Nico Tejani, named as the best entrepreneur for 2016. Organized by the Entrepreneurs Foundation Ghana, is aimed at recognizing the contribution of Ghanaian entrepreneurs in sustaining economic growth and generating employment. Deputy Minister of Trade Carlos Ahenka outlined to Joy Business some interventions by government to improve the business environment for entrepreneurs.
Our intention is to create a small business development authority to cover the activities of small SMEs in such a way that at least they will be also recognized in terms of productivity, in terms of marketability, and so on. We even intend to set up a bank that would only cater for small SMEs, in which case availability of capital and cost of capital would be, as it were, covered in such a way that they don't suffer.
Founder and president of Group Ideal, Nico Tejani, received the overall award of Best Entrepreneur of the Year.
There are sometimes that as businesses, we keep on lamenting about economic challenges. But let me say that as economists, in every economic challenge, there are opportunities in it. So I'm saying that as businessmen, let's look at the opportunity that exists, even in economic difficulties, and let's take advantage of it. I can say that at the point that you see all of us complaining, oh, the CD is depreciating, the dollar is going up, but it's a good opportunity for other sectors of the economy that export more. So let's take advantage. Also, that government is coming with a lot of policies to revive the economic resource of this country. Now it's up to us as entrepreneurs to take advantage of it and then improve our laws. We cannot sit down to see foreigners coming in, partnering with government, we complain, we say that foreigners are taking it. We as a people, we also don't take steps. We don't take bold steps. We are always risk averse, and so we should take a little bit of risk so that we can see that, so that we can see that, what do you call it, the thousands of our brothers and sisters on the street of Accra are out of the streets.
The theme for the award ceremony was promoting economic growth through private sector development and corporate governance. From the Entrepreneurs Awards, the Manufacturing Awards, and Guinness Ghana has been adjudged Manufacturing Company of the Year. This was at the maiden edition of the Ghana Manufacturing Awards on Friday.
The maiden edition of the Ghana Manufacturing Awards was under the theme Celebrating Innovation in Manufacturing. Guinness Ghana emerged overall winners after bagging 2 awards, the CSR Manufacturing Company of the Year and Waste Management Manufacturing Company of the Year. Gabriel Opoku Asari is the Corporate Relations Director for Guinness Ghana.
We are quite humbled and excited at the same time. We're happy that our efforts have been recognized as a premium beverage company within the country, in Ghana. Over the past year, we've done quite a number of projects within the business. If you look at the awards that we won tonight around sustainability, around waste management, within our brewery, we've achieved zero non-hazardous waste to landfill. Innovation drives our business. So winning the main award with the theme Innovative Manufacturing really really epitomizes what we've been going after as a business. So we're quite excited. We are so happy that we won these awards. It shows what Guinness Ghana Brews is really about, exciting our consumers with great premium, best tasting liquids every time. You can talk about our whole range of drinks.
The Best Company for Innovation also went to Innisfly for their paint products, which also functions as insecticides. Speaking at the event, Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry Robert Ahumkan-Lindsay challenged the private sector to take advantage of initiatives government is putting in place to revive and grow the economy.
We hear from you loud and clear, and we've started this already, by the way, about business regulation. You've said some of it, frankly, just doesn't help you. Some of it is a pain, and some of it you wonder if somebody's doing it just to make your life difficult for you. So we have a fundamental review of a business regulatory environment. It has started. Why are we doing that? Because we realize that you live in a competitive world, and if we're going to help you to grow, the only way we can do that is make sure we as government are doing what we should be doing in the regulation to support your business. But here is the deal. If we do that, we will expect you to deliver what you said you're going to do. We will make the hard decisions. But this private sector industrialization growth will mean nothing if we can't persuade you to do your part. Because government is not going to be creating SOEs, state-owned enterprises to run. You are the engine of growth. Ours is to provide the environment and the regulation to allow you to grow.
Asset and Arts also won the Best Fabrications Company, whilst Access Bank was adjudged the Best Financial Services Company in terms of support for manufacturing sector. The founder and chairman of Casapreco Company Limited, Dr. Kwabna Ajay, was also recognized with the Lifetime Achievement Award for his contribution to Ghana's manufacturing sector.
Welcome back to Business Live. Before the break, we were telling you about Guinness Ghana being adjudged the Manufacturing Company of the Year. That award ceremony was organized by Exodus Communications. They have been speaking to Joy Business about what to expect next year. Here's Richard Abe. He's the Managing Director.
Yeah. For us, I believe, we have a lot to do. I think that we were not thinking of just an award. We want to have a series of things up before the awards so that we can have a manufacturing conference, a summit and an exhibition, so that maybe days before we can do that exhibition, let's showcase what we have here and let maybe investors and people outside probably invite people to come and speak on how to package, how to innovate in the industry. Because the thing is that industrialization is the way forward, and I believe the government is looking at how companies will thrive. And we want to also become like a mouthpiece, sometimes using the award probably to be a mouthpiece, and they will speak for the industry. You know, they always be dealt with challenges in the area of energy crisis and all that. And then sometimes the competition, not protecting industries, especially infant ones, giving chance to other countries to bring in, or let's say, the influx of most of their product to come compete with the other ones. I think that we have to look at how to guard and protect them. And this is how we want to become mouthpiece for these companies as well, so that it will not just be an award as well. So this is what we are looking for in the future.
All right, so lots of things happening this May Day, and hundreds of SMEs have been displaying their products. Those are made in Ghana products at the SYL African Market at Golden Tulip here in Accra. My colleague Ebenezer Sabote has been speaking to the MD of Melon Concepts, organizers of the fair.
Time to time, we invite small to medium scale industries, as in SMEs, to come together and actually exhibit or sell their products. So what we're doing today is one of our markets, but this is more themed. This is called the SYL African Market, where the only vendors we are inviting are vendors who stock or sell African products. So what you will find here today are beads, African fabrics, African clothing, footwear, natural hair and skin products, art and craft, all to depict Africanism. So that's what this market is about. What we always try to let our vendors know is you might not convert a prospective customer on that same day. So yes, as much as you're looking out for sales, you'll be generating leads. So you come in with flyers or business cards, take phone numbers of prospective customers, follow up, and you convert them at a future stage. So yes, it's about sales and it's about generating leads and sometimes driving awareness of your business. Yeah.
You're watching Business Live. We are taking a short break. We'll be right back.
Business Live today.
Welcome back. Our interview of the day now. And the absence of regulation is key factor affecting the growth of the professional cleaning services industry in Ghana. Now, the managing director and co-founder of custodial services management firm Sparkling Company Limited, Dino Usukisi and Obed Usukisi, have been speaking to me about the need for government to institute the requisite measures for upholding professional standards.
Interview of the day.
Until we got into this business, I didn't know that people were even doing it because there was no evidence to show that they were people cleaning professionally. But interestingly, for the past 10 years since we have been in operation, a lot of companies have even come up, apart from the ones that were there already. So many people are calling themselves professional cleaners. So there's competition out there. But of course, what keeps us afloat is the quality of our work.
Okay, I was going to ask you, what was the strategy to grow the business? Because as you entered, I was like, wow, this is a cleaning company, this is big. I mean, what was the strategy? What did you do differently, or what are you doing differently that is making Sparkling what it is?
Okay, before I touch on that, I just wanted to add a point to how is the industry like? The industry as of now is not regulated, and that is cleaning is a public health issue. Schools, malls, hospitals coming up all over the place. They are public facilities. And as they go in, if it's done professional or not. So currently the industry is not regulated. We don't have laws, we don't have standards, there's nothing. And this is one area that the powers that be, whether standard boards, the Ministry of Sanitation, of Environment, should look at regulating the environment. So that if somebody says, I'm cleaning, he will do it right. Because it affects public health.
And that's it for this May Day edition of Business Live. Again, happy Workers' Day. My name is Daryl Kwa. We are back tomorrow.